Hey guys, welcome back to Fangirl Reacts. My name is Kamiko and I'm the fangirl that reacts. Today, I had to do something topical. I don't know how to film this intro. I love Halsey. I've loved Halsey for years. Glamour just published an interview with her, and I'm gonna react to it because I haven't seen it yet. I haven't read it. I've seen some of the pictures and I just about died. So, yeah, we're gonna do that. Let's talk about Halsey. So for those of you who don't know, Halsey is a singer. I mean, I would consider her like not a true pop singer, but like an alternative pop or like a dark pop, urban pop, I don't know. I just love her music. She has a very distinct sound. Couple weeks on #1 Billboard Top 100. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I own all of her music. This is me in my element, properly fangirling over someone. Halsey's great. I'm just gonna jump into this article. Oh my gosh, I just love her so much. So it's titled, Halsey is just not having it. So the intro is, the Without Me singer has gone from internet emo kid to stadium pop star, but her rise didn't come without challenges. She talks about the constant media scrutiny, that scary meltdown, and how she's just not fucking having it when it comes to double standards for women in music. And this was published today, the January 29th. You're not seeing this on the 29th though, so probably it happened yesterday for those of you watching this now. Yeah, but I'm filming it the same day I found out about this. So the article reads, Halsey wants to get outside. We're in LA and she's just wrapped her photo shoot for Glamour. A few blocks away from the studio, we find Hollywood Forever, a historic cemetery and tourist attraction, and I learned she's never been. It feels like kismet. After all, it's not every day you get the opportunity to give a dizzyingly famous superstar a spontaneous tour of another dizzyingly famous superstar's final resting places without a single security guard or manager in sight. That was a mouthful in and of itself. Okay, they called her dizzyingly famous. That's amazing, because when I first found out about Halsey, I don't want to say she was a nobody, but she was kind of a nobody. This was years ago. And I remember listening to Badlands for the first time because I had seen all of these I had seen a bunch of fan-made edits for TV shows, and so many of them had Halsey songs, and I was like, who is this Halsey? So I looked her up, I listened to the album for the first time, and immediately went out and bought it. Badlands is a great album. So, dizzyingly famous pop star Halsey. Of course, we head right in. There are water fountains and preening peacocks, and our footsteps echo against crumbling marble steps. I'm worried we might get swarmed by the singer's fans, but the grounds are nearly deserted. A detail Halsey immediately picks up. Oh my gosh, I love her so much. So this is a quote from her. Dude, how fucking meta is that? She notes with a sly grin. You needed to be remembered enough to be buried in Hollywood forever, but nobody comes to visit you. That's so Gatsby. That's Hollywood in a nutshell. I love her so much. Halsey, if you're seeing this for any reason, I love you so much. A beat later, she adds, if I die, please don't let them bury me here. We got you. We got you. There's a Native American proverb, and it's like, you have 2 deaths in your life, right? The first one is when your physical body decays, and you're buried, and you're dead. And the second is the last time somebody ever says your name. Whoa! That's crazy. Halsey may never experience that second death. She's only 24, but the singer-songwriter is already a voice of her generation, so caught up in a zeitgeist that she can't sneeze without making headlines. Which honestly is so cool, because like I said, I first found her when she was really small. The challenge she now faces is every pop star's struggle. How do you smash the charts while making art that fulfills you? And oh my goodness, this picture. There's so much to break down. First of all, her hair is always amazing. But this is incredible. How do you get it to stay? Like, I can get my hair to stay like that for a while, but, like, not all day. Whatever that green thing is she's wearing, I see it a little bit. Those boots are amazing. And those socks are great. Okay. Alright, we're moving on. Halsey started out as a Tumblr star. Okay. After co-writing and being featured on the Chainsmokers' #1 song, Closer, in 2016, great song, a little bit overplayed, but great song, she became a household name and built on that big break with a string of buzzy collaborations and high-concept albums to become one of the biggest pop stars in the world. When did this happen? When is she being considered one of the biggest pop stars in the world? I was not aware of this. Somebody should have told me. I talk about her a lot as is, but I could be bragging and calling her one of the biggest pop stars in the world. Her latest single, Without Me, claimed the #1 spot on Billboard's Hot 100 and has stayed there for more than 2 weeks. So she talks about how she doesn't forget fans. Like, ever. Because she saw how her dad was with customers, because her dad was a car salesman. So she talks about how she never forgets her fans' faces and names. And I have seen this. I've seen this on videos, on documentaries, and like behind the scenes stuff of hers. She'll see a fan and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember you were at this show at this year at this time, and like I talked to you about whatever it was." And now she's saying that's partly because she saw her dad doing the same thing. And then the article talks about her mother and how her mother's bipolar, covered in tattoos and piercings, and very creatively minded. Halsey's also bipolar. She's talked about it, been very open about it. Oh my gosh, these pictures! Okay. Now I want, like, a key lime green shiny raincoat. I want it. And oh my gosh, her hair is so... These pictures, man, they're killing me. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. She's so pretty. Okay. I did not know this. In the article it says... wow. It says that when she was 17, she spent 17 days in a psychiatric facility because she tried to commit suicide. While she was there, she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, like her mom. And I knew that she was bipolar. It's honestly one of the reasons I think I love her so much, and why her music resonates with me so much, because there are some things that I don't think can fully be understood unless you physically, personally go through it. I think everyone can relate with depression, but not necessarily with bipolar disorder. So I knew that she's bipolar, and I knew that her mom was, but I did not know that she got diagnosed with a disorder in a psychiatric facility after she had spent over 2 weeks in it because she tried to take her life. That is so fucking sad. Yeah. Yeah. So now I feel like I have to bring up something personal. When I was in high school, I missed the last 2 months of my sophomore year because I was in an inpatient treatment facility for an eating disorder. Now, while I was there, I met some wonderful people, but most of the young people in there with me had tried to take their life at some point. And it breaks my heart every time I hear a story like that, because I lived with these people. I knew them, and they were just people. They were just kids who were struggling, and man, life can be so hard, and people as a society can be so unforgiving, and mental health and mental illness is so stigmatized, and this is turning into something that I didn't want it to. I wasn't like, didn't go into this thinking that I was going to have like a mental health spiel, but there are definitely things that there are conversations that people need to be having that just aren't being had. There's a long way to go with mental illness and how society views it, and other disabilities, and wow, there's just so much we as a society need to step up and deal with. Okay. And this, oh gosh, she also talks about her endometriosis diagnosis. She talks about the miscarriage that she had, which actually she goes into that. I think last year's Women's March, she read a poem in which she talked about a lot of different stuff, but she talked about having this miscarriage after having been assaulted. And she went through that breakup with G-Eazy. Yeah, she says, if I hadn't already had my meltdown, who knows when it would have happened. Yeah, there was a lot of stuff to go through, and honestly, she's calling it a meltdown. I wouldn't have called it a meltdown, man. I think it's understandable. When you have that much pressure on you from being a public figure, from having grown from like this small musician to frickin' #1 on Billboard's Top 100 in the matter of a couple of years, how could you not feel such tremendous pressure on top of all of this shit that happened to her? Like, oh my gosh, she's incredible. She's so strong. Oh my gosh. Okay. And these pictures on top of this, I'm like trying not to cry because it's emotional, but also these pictures. I mean, come on. Do you see this? Just look. Look. Just look. I mean, she's incredible. Gosh, and she talks about how she knows she has the responsibility to affect change. And she says, at the end of the day, no matter how meaningless one person might consider my art, it could have meant the world to somebody else. And that is so true. That's so true. You don't have to like her. You don't have to like her music. But there are people who do like her and her music resonates with them and they feel connected to her. And the fact that she knows this, and she knows that she has a platform and that it needs to be used to affect change is... This article is just bringing up all the reasons why I love her. So yeah, then the article talks about how she posted videos of herself, parody songs on YouTube and Tumblr, and then she posted a song on SoundCloud. This song is Ghost, and it blew up overnight, right? It was incredible. She's talked about this story in interviews and stuff a lot, but yeah, she like overnight fame through SoundCloud, and then she released her first album in 2015. That was Badlands. One of my favorite albums ever, honestly. It's right up there with Paramore's Riot album for me. Just incredible. I love it. And then obviously Hopeless Fountain Kingdom came out 2017. I went out to Barnes & Noble the day that the CD came out to buy it. Yeah. I own CDs. I have CDs. Oh my gosh. And gosh, it touches on backlash that she got for her race, her sexuality, her hair. people said in 2014, I guess people said that she was lying about being biracial because she looks 100% white. And honestly, have you seen her hair? Like, her natural hair? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And then she says, after her interview with Playboy, I guess people were like questioning her, claiming that she's a feminist. And this is a quote of hers. She said, quote, "I can show my tits on Playboy and give a speech at the United Nations. Newsflash, a woman can be multidimensional." Again, I just love her. And again, this picture, just, she's great. She is great. Oh yeah, it talks about one of her performances of Without Me on The Voice. People were going crazy. People were so pissed off because she has like this quote sexually charged exchange with one of the female backup dancers. Can you focus on me, please? And people were so... I remember this. The night of this performance, I happened to check Twitter and was like, wait, why is everyone freaking out about Halsey? It was because she danced with one of the female dancers and, like, it was slightly provocative, but, like, so mild. Like, she could have gotten away with so much more if she was dancing with a guy and doing something with a guy on stage on a performance. And, like, she does part of a dance with this dancer that she's performing with, and people are pissed off, and people were talking about not watching the show anymore because it's inappropriate. And like, what? Oh my gosh. So, and Halsey's response for this was that she was, quote, "very proud to have pissed off homophobic viewers at home who missed the message." Because it's art. It's not everything has to be sexualized. And like, it was a performance. It was fun. It was art. Literally art. The point was not to piss off homophobic people. The point was to share her art with the people watching. So if you don't like her art, don't watch. Then the article goes into lyrics of her song Without Me. Says, Halsey sings, "Said I'd catch you if you fall, and if they laugh, then fuck 'em all." It marks a pivotal moment in her career after her breakup with G-Eazy, which was very public. She felt immense pressure to comment publicly because she'd been so transparent about her life in the past. Which, by the way, you don't have... She isn't... like, I don't know. There's a fine line between wanting to know these people's lives and, like, going too far. Because, like, sharing happy moments with the world is one thing, but going into detail about your love life and breakups and pressure that you feel and just... it's insane. I can't imagine. These pictures... I don't know very many people, I think, that could pull off an orange dress like that. She's slaying me. Okay, so she's talking about Without Me, and she says, the song is about caring for someone so much that you lose sight of yourself. Oh, she calls herself a collector and how she collects things from people and uses them to widen her artistic repertoire. Oh my gosh. But she also says that she's an imitator because she's putting herself in other people's shoes all the time. Oh my gosh, she's so self-aware. It's crazy. Like, oh, it would be so easy to lose sight of yourself in this. And she knows that it's easy to lose sight of herself. And she's so just aware of it and the struggles and, like, she's I can't. This was gonna be, oh my gosh. This is insane. So then we've got some more pictures. We've got her covering an eye. Oh my gosh, do you see those eyelashes? Those are gotta be, I know there's fake eyelashes, but like they're so long. Her hair's on point. Literally. Oh my gosh, I just love her so much. I love her so much. That jacket, now I want that jacket. I want it. I want that jacket. Okay, so this was mostly me looking at Halsey's pictures from this article. But also, like, I read it, and she's just so self-aware and such an advocate for feminism, and she's talked openly about mental health and other things like her endometriosis. She's talked about abuse and sexual assault and rape, and she's talked publicly about miscarriage. She's like, she puts her heart and soul out there for everyone, and I just okay, yeah. If you're wondering why this channel is called Fangirl Reacts, it's because I'm a massive fangirl and I have reactions. So anyway, if you're still watching this, thank you for sticking with me. I appreciate it. This was a mess of a video. I promise to have something better for you next time. If you have any suggestions of what you want me to react to in the future, leave them in the comments. Also, tell me why you love Halsey if you love Halsey. If you don't love her, please don't tell me why you hate her. I'm not interested in hate. Yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification if you want to be alerted of when I release videos. I do so at least 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Right now I post a little bit more often than that, but I'm still trying to get this channel up and rolling. So I'm putting out a lot of content right now, but like definitely Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you guys will always be getting videos. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you soon.